morning run, lap around the block, running here with my wife. She's doing pretty great. I think it'll take time to warm up because I feel terrible. Like my breathing is a bit tough. My knees. And then one of the first things we do is uphill on this run. Don't get me wrong, I like uphill, but when it's so early in the run, I'm like, dang, it's challenging. How many miles are we doing today? 3 miles, okay. What I like about the 3 mile run is that it's not too long. Like, of course, depending on the pace, but we usually do it like 30-35 minutes. So it's like an episode of TV. All we did is got up, brushed our teeth, I drank some Gatorade, put on my shoes, and then that's it, we're out. So it's pretty quick to get ready. As soon as we leave our place, we start the run, and that's it. It's super fast to get ready. No driving anywhere. I think that makes it easier or more efficient than, let's say, if your gym is far away or your park is far away and you go. It's like, it's kind of tough because even if it's only 15 minutes away, 15 there, 15 back, well, that's 30 minutes you're adding to, let's say, your 30-minute jog. That's a whole hour. So you doubled it just because of that small commute. And that adds up over time if you're trying to do it every day. And who knows, you might enjoy that time because you use it to, let's say, listen to music. So, or listen to something you been waiting to hear. And that might be a good schedule. But in my case, I'm looking to do the run and also have it out of the way as soon as possible. And when I say have it out of the way, sounds like I don't want to do the run. It's not like that necessarily. Sometimes, especially at the beginning of the run, I'm like regretting it. But then, as I warm up, I feel great. Like at the beginning of this run, I was like, oh no, I'm not feeling great about this. But then, now that I'm warmed up a bit, I'm like, oh, this is good. And then once I get the runner tie, I tend to feel really good, and I just want to go fast. Well, relatively fast. But I mean, get it out of the way in terms of like, I want to jog pretty much every day for two reasons. One, to train for the 5K, and the other reason is for my health, so I can lose weight, be in good shape. So if it's a thing I want to do almost daily, it's nice when you can like check it off your list pretty early. Now I've been working pretty early my days. So I just set an alarm again so I'll wake up at 4:50. Get to working. But so it's about the same time. I've been waking up during the week. During the week, gotta wake up a bit earlier just because I gotta commute. But yeah, this is what got me used to it, because I was like, 5 a.m. It's work time, let's go. Then a bit later, I'm gonna take my mom to the gym. She loves working out with the weights there, so I'll be going with her. Usually she does different machines that I do. Like, she'll do the machines with the pulley rope, where it's like training your back. So you like, with both hands, you kind of keep pulling down the rope, and it has some resistance. So it takes some effort to pull it down. You can, on the machine, what's cool is you can change the resistance of the rope, so it could be easier or harder to pull. She likes also working with the medicine ball and like moving it around in space, like upwards, side to side. And those are mainly her exercises. She also do like high knees and like moving around during like cool downs in between those exercises. And then afterwards, we'll walk for about 15-20 minutes on the treadmill. And so that's a pretty good workout. During that time, usually depends what I was doing. So when I was in my more cardio phase, I would jog like 4 miles. But the tough part is at the gym, I would say at most gyms now, they kind of replaced all the treadmills so that the band, the rubber band that goes around, or the metal underneath, it hurts a lot more. And so my knees hurt, my ankles hurt. It's pretty common. I looked it up on Reddit to see other people's experience, and it's pretty common for other people to also have knee pain, ankle pain, hip pain as a result of the change of the treadmill machines. And I know this is the case because on the old treadmill, I could run 5 miles, 8-minute mile pace, no problem. Or it was tiring, but I could do that. Immediately, the next day, or like within that week, on the other treadmill, I struggled to do 1 mile at 8-minute mile pace. But then I went back to the other treadmill again. I could do it, and it was because of how hard it was and how much it hurt my knees. So it feels less springy and just more like a hard, like pounding, like So that's why I really don't do cardio there, on those machines at least. If it's and I can tell within like the first fourth of a mile if the machine is pretty bouncy or not, and if it's gonna hurt or not. But most of them, now the new treadmills, I don't like them. I think they're just cheaper. Like cheaper treadmills. I don't know if it was intentional, but it feels like they either went cheaper just for cost reasons, or they picked those to have less people on them for a good amount of time. Because again, on that treadmill, I can walk on it, but I'm not jogging on it. And I can't go as long on it, so it kind of discourages me from taking a while on the treadmill. But normally what I do there is, if I'm feeling cardio, I'll do the stationary bike. It's pretty hard. I'll put up the resistance, and usually I'll do about 12 to 14 miles on the bike. I'm a pretty weak biker. I didn't really grow up biking. I still don't bike. And then I think it kind of hurts sitting down, at least for me, for like 40 minutes. I'm just not used to it. I'm used to running. I'm not used to like sitting down and doing the bike for like 25, 40 minutes. I'm not used to that. So, where was I? Oh yeah. So I either do the bike if I'm looking to get more cardio in for the day, or I'll lift weights. And when I lift weights, I love it because I love the feeling of like, if I'm feeling like normal that day, then I love it. If I'm feeling worn out already, like my body's already worn out, then I don't really get a pump. And I love the feeling of the pump, because yeah, like I noticed like veins are starting to come out, so the vasculature is improving. I like that. Like my arms feel, just in general, my body feels like more swollen to a degree where it's like I feel stronger when you have that pump. I think most people can relate to that when they do weights or lift weights. They're like, oh, okay, I feel good. And I do regular curls, so I'll do some curls. I'll do hammer curls. So I'll do bicep curls, hammer curls. Also do these forearm curls, like this way. Those are good for like the forearms. So that's mainly what I do for my arms. I'll do quite a bit of reps with it. Mostly I'll rep out the bicep curls and the hammer curls. The ones for the forearms, I gotta look it up so I'll be able to call it by its proper name. I don't tend to do those as much. I'll do 1, maybe 2 sets in a workout session, but I don't do them often. With bicep curls, I can start with the 45s and do a full set. I can do like another set, but then afterwards, usually for my biceps, it's gonna be 40s for the working set. So I feel pretty good about that because for the longest time, my working weight was the 35s and then the 30s for bicep curls. Now I got it to the 45s and the 40s. So I know I'm making progress. For the hammer curl, I can go heavier. I can go 50s and 45s. So 50s I can do like a set, and then the rest are gonna be with the 45s. So there, like that's stronger for me. I don't know if it's naturally stronger for it to be easier to carry using the hammer curl method than it is the biceps. Maybe the brachialis is just generally stronger than the bicep. I don't know if that's true or not. I could look into it. But I know my hammer curl definitely feels stronger because I can do the 50s on it compared to the 45s on the bicep curl. Yeah, so that takes care of my arms. Next up, what I do is I'll also do for shrugs / farmer carries. These are great for your neck and your spiny erector muscles. So those are your back postural muscles. I love training the neck. I feel like it always looks intense when someone trains their neck. But I do the 65s and the 60s. Depends how I'm feeling. But usually I'm trying to go for the 65. If I'm not warmed up, I'll go to the 60s. I don't want to hurt my neck. It's a sensitive region. But I'll get the weight, put it in both hands, and then I'll lift it like this. I'll hold it for about a second and a half, and then I'll bring it back down. And then I'll go back up, and I'll do it slow. I'll do about 6 to 8 reps. Usually 6 to 8 reps. And I'll only do like 3 sets of this for my neck. I don't want to ever push it too much. Because like I said, the neck, working out, it's supposed to be healthy for you. It's not supposed to be like something that you get an injury with. You don't want to push it so much that while trying to do something good for yourself, you end up hurting yourself. It seems counterproductive. So, and that's one gripe I have with the bodybuilding industry. Like, I get that as far as the professionals, they're not necessarily looking for good health anymore. They're looking for winning a tournament, a competition. And so that becomes their pursuit. Not good health, but winning a competition / fame / money. And that's fine that they change the goal. That's fine that they know what they're doing. I think the downside is that there's people that want to get into fitness. And so whenever you go into a new field, you you look towards the professionals in that field. Like, I used to be a runner, and I would look at the professionals like Steve Prefontaine. I'd say like, oh, what did he do? How could I train like him? How could I be like him? And so that's one example. For biking, you know, there's a lot of famous cyclists, professional cyclists that people look up to, and it makes sense that you look up to the professionals in that field. Now, the downside of bodybuilding is that the purposes are not aligned. Like, if I want to run and I want to get faster, and I just want to feel good running, like if I want to run and I want to feel faster, I could look towards any of the running professionals and kind of see what they're doing, like running distance, running speed workouts. I might hurt myself only because if I try something that's too hard for me, then yes, I could hurt myself. But our goals are aligned. They want to go fast. They want to win competition, but they want to train to go fast and be healthy. And that's usually what runners want to do. But if you're a bodybuilder, or if you're looking to like lift weights and be healthier, your goals aren't going to necessarily be aligned with someone who's just focused on winning competitions. Because then that means taking on dangerous supplements like human growth hormone, HGH, like steroids, different types of steroids and derivatives. Whole lot of pharmacological interventions that will do pretty bad things to you, because all of these or they might encourage insulin so you can lose weight, or different medications for like stimulants for losing weight, and it becomes, how can I be better at placing in the competition, as opposed to how can I be better? How can I do this to better my health? So yeah, it's not great, to be honest. Just because you'll see like kids get into it like in like high school or young adults. And they're very impressionable. You know, young people are very impressionable. And it's natural because your prefrontal cortex hasn't been fully developed. You're trying to make progress at any cost. And not realizing the long-term effects. But yeah, you can hurt yourself. Or do like permanent damage to your liver. You can do permanent damage to your relationships, because you know these compounds can affect your psychology, can lead to unstable moods or temperaments, so that could affect your relationships. You could lose your hair, you could have gonadal shrinkage, just a lot of consequences. You could have kind of impaired cognition, potentially for the rest of your life. Like you could damage your brain and make yourself less smart. Yeah, just a bit less smart, just because you don't have the same cognition from taking those compounds. And so this is not like a whole anti-steroids pitch, but it's more to say that I'm not a fan of bodybuilding, only because I think it, what's a good way to put it? I think I think what it does is it tries to consolidate like lifting weights to be healthy with bodybuilding. It tries to tie those two together. And I think that's wrong. I think lifting weights to be healthy is an entirely different profession than bodybuilding. Even though bodybuilding does a lot of lifting weights, focuses on progressive overload, hypertrophy, and so forth, all the principles of lifting weights, because they're typically enhanced individuals with these compounds, the degree to which you have to be on task, or like you have to be correct about it, is much more harder if you're trying to just be healthy without compounds than if you're on the gear, so to speak. And the difference is, well, how much faster do you respond typically using these compounds? A lot faster. To what degree? Let's say margin of error. What margin of error do you have for your like enhanced individuals? Pretty high. You just take. There's been studies out there, and it's true. You can take these compounds, and you'll gain some muscle without doing anything. So already, it's anabolic in nature. You're not going to gain much, but you're going to gain some compared to, average Joe that doesn't do anything. They're not going to gain any muscle. The person who's taking the compounds and just sitting around, they will gain some muscle, not a lot. And I don't want to make it seem like if you're taking steroids, you don't have to work out. You do. But this is just to say how incredible it is that it's already anabolic, just innately, like just passively. But because you have that high level of testosterone in your serum, in your blood, then it makes it so that even if you don't sleep well, if you're not eating right, if you're doing things that you would normally need to do as a natural person, normally the natural person wouldn't be able to really make progress, because if they're making those mistakes, if they're not sleeping well, if they're not eating right, then good luck trying to build muscle. Whereas if you're enhanced, you could have a poor diet, you could be sleeping poorly, you could have a lot of stress, all of these things that would normally decrease testosterone, but because you're receiving it exogenously, you're still going to get results. And that's different. It's just a different pathway, and it gives false expectations to young kids who are in the working out and trying to be healthy community. And it takes time. It takes time, and that's okay. We got a long time. Or hopefully, most of us got a long time. So if you want to get in shape and it takes you 1 to 2 years, well, what's 1 to 2 years to get in shape when you have your whole life? On average, people live to 70 to 80. Hopefully, we live that long. But if we do, what's a small fraction, 1/40th of our life to get in shape. And it's not like it's the whole 2 years we're just working out, exercising. It's like an hour a day. This is not that bad. We get a lot of benefits from it. So 1/40th times an hour a day. That's to exclude the sleeping. So we're awake typically 16 hours a day. That's 1/16th. And then times 1/40th. So 16 times 40. Here we go. 6,400. 1 out of 6,400. So that's practically, let's say 1/65. Or 1/6,400. 650, let's call it, for easy math. That's pretty low percentage of our life exercising. And I think most of us, ideally, we can do it. I understand there's barriers in life that make it challenging, like work, stress, work. Yeah, I'll run with you. Trying to find work and so forth. That's pretty hard. So, but anyways, sorry, I went kind of on a tangent. Talk a little bit more about my workout after. Thank you everyone for watching.